Good morning, everyone. Myself, Dr. Shivaji, is here to present a study conducted by us comparing the efficacy between injectable platelet-rich fibrin and platelet-rich plasma in androgenetic alopecia in males. Androgenetic alopecia is the most common alopecia encountered in our daily OPDs. Though it was known from ages, even now the treatment options are limited, including PRP. Injectable platelet-rich fibrin, IPRF, is a second-generation platelet concentrate in which, along with the growth factors, a fibrin network is formed, which helps in slow and sustained release of the growth factors. The aim of our study was to assess the efficacy of platelet concentrates in enhancement of hair growth. To evaluate enhancement of hair growth using IPRF in comparison with PRP, and by measuring the outcomes through follow-up at 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20 weeks. A prospective randomized interventional study was carried out on patients with mild to moderate AGA attending our OPD for a period of 2 years. The sample size was 40. Patients with Hamilton grade 3 to 7 belonging to the age group 25 to 40 years were included in our study. Patients on anticoagulants with anemia, diabetes, infections who did not give consent, and over-elastic patients were excluded. 40 patients included in the study were randomized into 2 groups, with Group A receiving intrafollicular injections of PRP once every 4 weeks for 20 weeks, and Group B receiving intrafollicular injections of IPRF once every 4 weeks for 20 weeks. Patients' consent was taken, routine blood tests were done. Further, the participants were graded according to Hamilton-Norwood scale, trichoscopic findings were noted, and these were recorded in a pre-designed proforma. The study tools include vacuum tubes, ETO pre-sterilized plastic conical centrifuge tubes, centrifuge, pipette, insulin syringes, trichoscope, and camera. IPRF technique. The previous studies of IPRF used commercial Chopin tubes for the procedure. As they were expensive and difficult to procure, we searched for a better alternative and tried using different tubes. For a PRF clot, a glass tube can be used, but not for IPRF, as glass itself is a clot activator with negative charges. So when we compare different tubes, these plastic conical centrifuge tubes almost produce equal amount of AR fluid and platelet counts when compared with the commercial tubes. So under strict aseptic conditions, 20 ml of blood is collected into 2 plastic conical centrifuge tubes, after which they are centrifuged at 700 RPM for a period of 4 minutes. Post centrifugation, the uppermost part, IPRF fluid, can be clearly visualized, and it is collected into 31 gauge insulin syringes, and it is injected by point Nappers method. For the PRP technique, we followed the conventional PRP technique, that is the double spin method, followed which the PRP fluid is injected by point Nappers method. The paired global and dermoscopic photographs were assessed. Hair count was done by dermoscope within a target fixed area of 1 centimeter square at baseline and at the end of therapy. The hair follicles from each unit were counted. The assessment of hair growth was done based on investigator assessment scale and patient scale. The qualitative data was compared using chi-square test, and quantitative data was compared using Z-test. Come to the results. In the present study, the overall mean age was 26.55, with the mean age in the group PRP with 27.3, and in group IPRF it was 25.8, which were comparable. The 2 groups were also comparable in terms of age distribution and average duration of the disease, with a p-value of less than 0.05, which indicates highly statistical significance. In the present study, the most of the participants in the group PRP were from grade 3, in the group IPRF were from grade 4 and grade 5. And the commonest dermoscopic finding was single hair pilosebaceous units in both the groups, and the second most common was hair shaft thickness heterogeneity. Mean hair counts, when you observe before the start of the study, were almost similar, with 20.7 in group PRP and 20.45 in group IPRF. But after the post-treatment, it was higher in IPRF, that is 38.05, when compared with 34.35 in group PRP, with a p-value of 0.0081, indicating highly significance. Prior to the therapy, the mean units in different hair follicles were almost similar in both the groups and were comparable. But post-therapy, the mean units were higher in IPRF. If you see the 3 follicular units, it was 3.42 when compared to 2.41 in PRP, with a p-value of 0.0385, indicating highly significance. Both the mean observer scale and mean patient scale was also significantly high in group IPRF compared to the PRP. In the both groups, as both are autologous treatments, the adverse effects profiles were minimal. These were the pictures of our results. These were the results after 5 sessions of PRP in a grade 5 patient, both clinically and dermoscopically. We can see decreased vellus hairs and increased hair follicles with 2 to 3 units compared to the single hair follicular units in the pre-treatment image. One more patient with the grade 5 with good results with 5 sessions of PRP. These were the results after 5 sessions of IPRF in a grade 4 patient with decreased honeycomb pigmentation in the dermoscopic and increase in the follicular units with the 2 and 3 hairs compared to the pre-treatment images. And these are the results after 5 sessions of IPRF in a grade 4 patient, clinical and dermoscopically. These were the excellent results after 5 sessions of IPRF in a grade 6 patient, both clinically and dermoscopically, and patient was extremely satisfied with the response. Come to discussion, the mean age in this study was 26.5 compared to Hazer et al. It was 22.8, and in Shark et al. It was 30.6. The average disease duration was 36.25 months, while in Hazer et al. It was 23.10, and the Shark et al. It was 54.54 months. The commonest grade in our study was stage 3, similar to the study by Shark et al. And positive family history was noted in 77.5%, while in Hazer et al. It was 81.6, and in Shark et al. It was 54%. So after 20 weeks of treatment, when we compared in the mean hair counts in the target fixed area, it was found to be good in both IPRF and PRP. But when both are combined, it was very highly significant in IPRF. The results were similar to the studies conducted by Swapna et al., Alvis et al., and Bhatt et al. By PRP, with higher density and increase in terminal to villus hair ratio. And earlier studies of IPRF done by Bhushan et al., Sagarika Shukla et al., Giovanni et al. Also showed similar findings. But no studies were available comparing these both modalities. And our study is the first study to compare IPRF and PRP. And the case number is also higher compared to the previous IPRF studies. To conclude, overall, the present study showed that IPRF therapy is highly effective in treatment of AGA in men compared to the PRP, with the advantage of a faster, simpler, and cost-effective procedure without requiring anticoagulants. So it can be considered as a very good option and can be recommended to the patients with AGA. The darker side is how long the hair growth will sustain is questionable, and the patients have to be counseled about the modality of the treatment, when to expect the response, and the need to adhere to the treatment before starting the treatment. These are my references. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Shivaji.